Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thank you for dropping in. Our Philippine journey, Mike and Arlen. Oh, an interesting conversation. And there are going to be people that just really don't agree with what I'm going to have to say. But that's fine. Are you a sexpat? Oh, gee, I don't know how you can say or define exactly what a sexpat is. I guess the definition of a sexpat might be, and I've seen the definition of sexpat in the Urban Dictionary and all the others, but the definition might be someone who travels or decides to reside in a country not of their origin for the purpose of sexual gratification. Well, and leave it at that. Now you can add on the next sentence of sexual gratification with a financially with less of a financial investment. Okay, you could tack that on. But there's a lot of different things you could say. But let's take a look at really all of it. um, I don't believe that is a good modern term. I believe that term is really outmoded itself over the years. I believe that is no longer what it is. I'm going to give you three examples of expats that I know. And you can decide whether they are an expat, an immigrant, a tourist, or a sexpat. And that decision is totally up to you. So the first one would be pretty much someone like myself. I've moved to a different country. I want to reside in this country. I am a permanent resident of the country. I'm married to a national citizen of the country. All right. And I didn't, wow, that was kind of loud, huh? I didn't even really uh, ex- uh, come looking for a relationship or marriage when I came. But originally, long, long ago. That being said, I have another friend. So, friend number one did well in life. He's not a multimillionaire by any way, shape, or means, but he's financially secure. And he dates here in Angeles City. Um, he doesn't date just bar girls, any girl. If he meets an interesting girl, well, it's worth talking to. All right. Is he looking for a long term, steady relationship? No, he really doesn't. Would he like to have a couple of girls that he dates that are on a semi routine basis? Maybe every week, every other week, they're enjoying some time together, whether it's at the pool, at a restaurant, at a bar, or in his bed. Either way, doesn't matter. What is he? Is he an expat that's just dating? Or is he a sexpat? Are you going to define it just because he spent money on it? Well, we're going to come back to that. So let's talk about my friend number 2. My friend number 2 was looking for a routine girlfriend. He's retired and he found a girlfriend. Now, he still likes to go out. He still likes to go and have fun. He still flirts with other women, but he spends the vast majority of his time with his current girlfriend, whether it's going out, going in, at the mall, at a restaurant, or in the bedroom. Is he a sexpat? The reason I say that is because it becomes an issue of where people tie two things together, which I think are very, very interesting. The first one they tie in is the fact that he's spending money for sexual gratification. Well, what if sexual gratification is only a part of it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe things have changed in America, but pay for play is not something that doesn't exist in America. It's very rampant everywhere. In every city I've ever been to, it exists. And let's define another look at it and say, what does it take pay for play if it's not even a hard cash transaction? I mean, I haven't dated in the United States in many years, but from my friends in the US that are single, that are dating, they're paying. They may not be giving this girl cold hard cash, but they're paying. There's the dinners, the gifts, the assistance. Oh, God, is that the same thing we say here about guys in the Philippines? Dinners, gifts, assistance? Yeah. I don't think it makes it any different. So I don't think that just because they're in a different country and the economics are different makes it any different than in the U.S. I really and truly do not. Now, you can make an argument that says a guy comes to the Philippines for 2 weeks, a month, and he is boom, boom, everything he gets a chance to, and he pays every time. I would argue that if it were any different anywhere else, only he can afford to do it here more often than he can do it at home. Now, we got to exclude the guys that are married, telling their wives are just coming here on vacation, with the boys or something like that. Exclude those guys, all right? They're just sex tourists. But when it comes right down to it, dating here is not that much different than in the U.S. The only major difference is here it's more likely to have a cash transaction in certain respect. But once you date somebody here, sometimes that's not really a cash transaction. All right? It is assistance. It is living. It is dating. It is going to dinner, going to a movie, and going to the pool, having a day out, a travel companion. And you're giving them, or these guys are giving them assistance. Well, that's the same thing that happens in the U.S. time after time after time. Now, of course, there are exceptions to every rule. All right. And those exceptions are that how we perceive what it costs us to date. Now, I'm not a dating guru by any way, shape, or means. Okay. But what I am saying is that how you perceive it and how it is defined may not be really that much different than many other places. And what I mean by that is simply that perception is driven by society's view that has been imposed upon you. So if you perceive taking a woman to a dinner as a form of payment for services later, if you perceive that as, just if you perceive it that way, let's keep it simple. All right. If you perceive giving a woman a gift of value as a payment for services down the road, that happens. What's the difference? What makes it any different? How is it any different? I mean, are you saying if I give a girl a $500 pocketbook or a $1,000 pocketbook is any different than giving a girl $1,000 or $500 or $50, whatever the cost is? What's the difference? All right, they can turn around and sell that purse and turn it into cash. I've seen that happen hundreds of times. There's a website actually. There's a website that deals in high-end used items in the U.S. And quite a number of those items are gifts that women have received. All right, and they're just disposing of them for cash. I mean, let's face it. If she spent $1,000 on her own purse, she'd be hard pressed to get rid of it. But if somebody gave her a purse worth $1,000 and she could put $500 in her pocket, happens all the time. Actually, there's more than one website. There's several. All right. All of that being said, are you a sexpat? I don't. I think that's just old-fashioned terminology. I don't believe that terminology is still there. I don't believe in that terminology anymore. All the guys that I know, honestly, are dating, and if they find a girl that they want to stick with over a longer period of time, that's great. Or they're in a relationship because they were dating and found a girl. Or they're married, like me. So I believe the term sexpat is a 20-year-old term that needs to be redefined. Tell me, what do you think about that? How do you feel? I know that it is a convoluted process, and I know that we can look at a lot of different things, but tell me how you feel. I'd like to know. I think Arlene would like to know, because Arlene and I were having this discussion the other night when we were talking about one of our friends, to be honest with you. So with that being said, hey, if you found this informative or maybe entertaining, whatever, please subscribe. And hey, hit that thumbs up button. Please That little thumbs up, that really helps us. It pushes the YouTube algorithm. And otherwise, we hope you have a great day and we hope to see you again. Thanks.